I recently got dumped by a good person for a good reason, and that honestly, I think it is so much worse than being dumped by a bad person.
It triggered the fuck out of me. Oh my god, why am I crying?
I was back on the dating streets for 1 fucking week and I'm already traumatized.
I have never been so humbled after a first date.
I just had a really humbling realization that the last 3 men I have been on a date with have all ghosted me.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Desktop Drop. Let's dive in.
If you follow me at all, you know that I recently got dumped by a good person for a good reason, and that honestly, I think it is so much worse than being dumped by a bad person. Okay, because you can at least be like, your friends can be like, he was an asshole. You can be like, yeah, he wasn't. When my friends say this, I'm ready for a rebuttal. You know why? Because I had those rebuttals when we were dating. And also, not to mention, no one ever said that because he's a good person. Does anybody have a map for when this goes away? Okay, I will take Apple Maps, I'll take Google, I'll take anything actually, any advice, because I need something to complain about so I can feel better. There's nothing. I can't find it.
Sometimes a good man walks away because he knows love alone isn't enough. Not every breakup needs a villain. Sometimes the strongest decision a man makes is knowing when to leave.
I was back on the dating streets for 1 fucking week and I'm already traumatized. I was humbled so fucking fast. Not me going into dating being like, I'm gonna find my boyfriend. That's a fucking joke. I don't even know if I want a man to look in my direction for the next 3 to 6 months. But if one does, I'm requiring a full fucking resume. I want a background check. I want sources. There's gonna be a questionnaire. And why do I feel like I need to put the question, are you single or are you in a relationship? That's where I genuinely feel like we are at these days. Also need to know what exactly is their definition of single, just to make sure we're all on the same page. I'm gonna have them send me a photo of every single room in their house. And I'm gonna post it on Facebook. I'm gonna post it on Instagram. I'm gonna post it on Snapchat. I'm gonna post it on Venmo. Anywhere you can post a fucking photo. Twitter. Does anybody recognize this room? Tell me right now. Before I even say hello to you, honestly, before I even get my foot in the door with you, you need to send me all your credentials. You know what? Moving forward, every fucking man who I talk to, I'm charging him $100 for an hour of my time. With some of these men, I genuinely feel like I should be getting paid. I'm gonna start suing motherfuckers for emotional distress. I always tell myself, and I always tell you girls, there are good guys out there, and there are good guys out there. But why the fuck do we have to weed through all the bad men first? It's honestly been a crazy couple of days. This last week has been a complete mind fuck, a mind boggle. My brain feels like scrambled eggs. I'm emotionally drained. I have an emotional hangover. What I've shared isn't even the tip of the iceberg. I honestly feel so fucking weird. I'm just taking on a lot of emotions. I'm hearing a lot of their stories, and then I'm going through my own emotions. And I'm also thinking about the things that he said to me and then putting myself in their shoes. I just can't help but think that and think, wow, that could have been me. Or he said that, I could have seen myself going down that same path. Mourning, the idea of what could have happened to me is just such a weird thing. So much has happened in just 7 days. I think more good than bad has come out of this. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know where I go from here. It's time to take another break. That 7 days felt like 7 years.
There are good men out there, but they're usually the ones women overlook while chasing the same exciting red flags over and over. At some point, it stops being all men and becomes poor choices.
Okay, so I got dumped again. Shocker. I know, we all know. You're probably thinking, Jill, are you the problem? That would be crazy, so let's not even think that. But actually, this guy was perfect for me for one reason. And the one reason was that he was very low maintenance and didn't require much attention. And it was just gonna be I knew we didn't have a future, but I was we could be nice to each other for the summer. But odds are, if you are keeping someone on the back burner, they're probably also keeping you on the back burner. I know, it's so humbling. I was I don't understand how he even had time to see other people, but realistically, we weren't even really hanging out. I was just using him for that emotional support background, and then looking to hang out once a week. Bless his soul, great guy. But still, I was it was humbling to realize that I'm not his first choice. even though he wasn't mine. But I mean, I feel like right now I'm my first choice. Like, this sounds so bad. I would say he's like number 2 on my roster, but it's because I'm number 1. And I also just wouldn't put him as number 1 because like I wasn't gonna date him. But I really liked having him around for those 2 weeks. It was just like simple, low effort. Yeah.
Sounds like both of them wanted convenience, not commitment. You can't complain about not being someone's first choice when you already admitted they weren't yours either. That's modern dating in a nutshell.
I just had a really humbling realization that the last 3 men I have been on a date with have all ghosted me. I think communication might be a little bit broken because the first guy, for example, we had been on 7 dates together, and I tried to arrange a plan with him for the week and he disappeared. The next guy was 1 date, and after the date he messaged to say how much fun he had, and I said that too, and I thought we would book in another one, but apparently not because he too disappeared. And then the third one, we went on 1 date and I messaged him the next day to say thank you for buying the drinks, and he just didn't reply. The same guy that was sucking my face in the front of a pub. So I'm confused. It's probably something to do with me. I know that's really toxic. There's probably something about me, but I shouldn't think like that. I'm just thinking dating is a little bit broken and I don't quite know how to fix that because I put my most authentic self out there and I try to be exactly who I am here with my friends, wherever, and it still goes this way. When does it end? When does my Prince Charming just appear? I don't know, but yeah, humbled.
Ghosting has become so common that people blame themselves for someone else's lack of communication. But disappearing after showing interest isn't closure, it's avoidance. Dating doesn't feel broken because rejection exists. It feels broken because honesty has become optional.
Okay, so I just asked this guy. We talked for a little bit. It was like a Hinge match, okay? It triggered the fuck out of me. Oh my god. Why am I crying on camera? Okay, this is what had happened. So we went on like literally 1 date. We talked for a while. He seemed excited, but he lives like 2 hours away, okay? And so it just kind of fizzled, and then I was gonna be in town, so we met up. We had a good day. And then I could just tell like things were not vibing afterwards. You know, I could just tell his energy was a little reserved, and I was like, okay. So I just let it fizzle, whatever. But this is some guy, I was like, oh, he's hot. He's like established, I was like, I like this guy. And things went well on the date. Why is he, what happened? I never got clarity. So tonight, a few months, I just sent him a voice message and I asked him, I said, hey, I hope you're doing well, blah, 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 blah. Pleasantries. And I said, hey, I just would love to know like what the disconnect was. Like what was the, like I thought we had a fun time. The communication was fun. I just talked about what a good time I had. And I was like, I just asked him for genuine feedback. I was like, what happened basically? And I said, no hard feelings. Of course, no hard feelings. Things just don't work sometimes, whatever. But for my growth, I want to attract somebody that I respect. And right now I'm attracting a bunch of fucking avoidance and I want what happened anyways. And so I held it together. Okay, guy. And then he texted me that it was just the distance. He said we had a really good day and it was fun, but there's a lot of hurdles with distance and why am I upset? Why am I crying? I feel better talking it out, actually. Thanks, TikTok. Thanks, TikTok. But I think it triggered my inner child in a way that was like, somebody didn't choose me, like I wasn't worthy enough for a long distance, like making that effort. Which is hurtful. But I appreciate the honesty, you know, and that's all I needed to do. It was very vulnerable. I think that was another part of it too. The vulnerability of asking somebody like, hey, what happened? And then them answering, and it's just like, just wasn't worth it, kind of. Like, he was so nice about it. He's so nice about it, but it hurt my feelings. It triggered me. Have any of you ever done this? Have any of you ever asked somebody, maybe they ghosted you, I don't know, ask? It's kind of like, grow, get a little uncomfortable. I sent him a voice message asking him, what was the disconnect?
At least he gave her an honest answer instead of disappearing. Sometimes it's not about worth, it's about practicality. A good man knows when the circumstances don't make sense, and that's better than leading someone on.
I have never been so humbled after a first date. I'm on a date with someone and I thought the vibes were good, conversation was nice, he was interesting, I thought maybe he thought I was interesting, we were laughing, we were asking each other questions, you know, get to know each other stuff. I walk him to the light rail station, say goodbye, I'm like, it was really nice getting to know you, would love to see you again. He just said, yeah, I don't really feel a connection, but it was nice getting to know you, let's be friends. I've never been so humbled. I was shook for about an hour afterwards. On the plus side, I'm gonna take that as the universe telling me that I'm not ready to date yet. I already deleted Hinge, just gonna focus on myself and running the half marathon that I impulsively signed up for.
That's how mature adults handle dating. He didn't ghost, didn't lead her on, he was honest. More men should normalize clear communication instead of giving false hope.
So I came to my mirror just to look at myself and I'm like, damn, I'm actually, pretty. But I live in Seattle. I've lived in Seattle for 2.5 years and I feel like dating is trash, especially as a woman of color, as a black woman. I'm like, there are no suitors. No one looks at me here. Go to New Orleans, go to Houston, go back to Boston. People will like hit on me and I'm like, what is it about Seattle? I don't know if it's just a granola crunch type of dudes. I'm not finding a very diverse crowd because it's usually the little like conservatives where I'm like, I'm black. This will never be. Or Abercrombie & Fitch that I am not their type and vice versa. So it's just like a weird dating pool here. A lot of granola, but not enough flavor, not enough spice.
Sometimes it's not you, it's the market. Attraction changes from city to city. The right man isn't going to appear just because you exist. Sometimes you simply need a better dating environment.
I've always been the girl who like could not imagine themselves with a boyfriend and like couldn't even imagine being obsessed with a man. I've never had a boyfriend. And so I just thought I'm super hyper independent, even long distance together. Like I'm not going to be that person who's like, oh, I'm thinking about my boyfriend because I have my own life. And like, I just thought there would be like a side piece. I didn't think I could ever imagine a boyfriend being that important. Let me tell you, this could either be good information or bad information. If you are like doubting yourself, thinking like, wow, I'll never actually love someone that much that I think about them, just know you will and it'll just come naturally. So if you're like, how do I get myself to be like that? It will happen on your own, okay? And if you were someone who's like, oh, that will never be me, like in a good way, thinking, oh no, my boyfriend's just gonna be a side piece, like I'll never be missing him from a distance, just know that it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Because here I am, like studying, and this is just so not me. Like, so I've just accepted the fact that I'm just a changed person now that I've been with my boyfriend for like a year, but this just, it still catches me off guard, and it's so embarrassing, especially that we're long distance, because I'm like doing my work, studying, and I'm like, oh, can't wait till I can see my boyfriend next. And I'm like catching myself being like, girl, lock in. Like, it is just, it's so embarrassing, and I don't know when this happened to me, but here I am, and I just have to start embracing it at this point.
Funny how the I don't need a man mindset disappears when she finds the right one. The truth is, healthy relationships don't weaken independence. They give it a purpose.
Nothing will humble you more than dating online, especially if you're a woman. Because if you're a beautiful woman, you're used to somewhat of like pretty privilege. Why is that word so hard? And with pretty privilege comes maybe a certain level of expectation of, you know, how people are going to treat you when you're out. But when you get ghosted for the first time off of a dating site or dating profile, it's like, wait, what? Me? And so honestly, I love online dating because of that, because it gives you a taste of what goes on in the real world and just like how to sift and sort through the bullshit that you really don't want to deal with or the ones that you really don't want. Obviously, if someone's ghosting you in the very beginning, it's a very, very unhealthy sign that they're probably not a very good communicator. So these are really good things, you know, sometimes pretty privileged, like when you're used to people just fawning over you and just like doing, you know, just putting their best foot forward. You may not actually get to the heart of who they are as quickly as you would if, you know, if you got ghosted a few times. So I know it sounds backwards, but it actually is a blessing in disguise, and it also is helpful to you being more discerning. So good luck out there.
Online dating humbles everyone. The difference is, many men have dealt with rejection for years before getting one date. Learning not to take it personally is part of the process for both sides.
I've been humbled. The dating apps have officially humbled me. You know, you see there's 20 new people interested in you. You're excited to open up the app. The characters that I see. Now listen, I'm not delusional. I know I'm not 20 years old. I know looks-wise, I don't think I'm a 10. I don't think I'm a 9. I don't think I'm not, I know what I'm bringing to the table, which, I mean, I have self-respect. I'm not a loser. I'm not the girl you wake up next to and have to gnaw your arm off. Like, I get that. These guys, the confidence. I'm not saying, but they think we're matches. You have no teeth. Why don't you have teeth? I deserve better than that.
Dating apps expose everyone to people they wouldn't normally choose. Men deal with that every day too. The reality is, attraction isn't old. Both sides have to sort through options without taking it personally.
Somebody tell me where I need to go to find a real man. One that's gonna love me. One that I can do little TikToks and social media stuff with. One that I can go out to eat with, that I can have fun with, that I can make all kind of good memories with. One that I can spoil. One that's gonna spoil me back. One that's gonna give me that same energy that I'm gonna put into him. Where is he at?
The kind of man you're describing exists, but he's probably looking for the same level of effort, loyalty, and peace in return. Real relationships are built by two people investing, not one person chasing.
Okay, so if anyone knows where all of the emotionally available, emotionally intelligent, introspective, one of a kind, nice, funny, beautiful men that are probably in their 30s and want to settle down, want to have kids, a house, maybe some animals, some land, some like dirt bikes, four-wheelers, you know, guys that like take care of themselves and care about the environment. If you know where they are, please let a sister know.
Those men exist, but many of them stop chasing random dating scenes. They're busy building careers, protecting their peace, and looking for women who bring the same long-term mindset they're looking for. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, share, and stay tuned for the next video.